Hello you lovely people, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. It's lovely to have you with me as I continue with the fairies and a fairy spring collab 24. And this week we're all doing ephemera for our fairy journals, and I'm going to use nothing but the freebies from this collaboration to make my ephemera for this signature. So I'm just going to run you through the freebies I think I'm going to use. This is from the first week, and this is mainly so I've got some background stuff, but also I might use this door as a flip out, might do something with the wing, I don't know. There's some lovely flowers here, so that's why I've picked that out, because all the stuff is meant for bigger journals, so I'm having to look at the pages and think, how can we squishy them down? And this, like all the other stuff, comes from the two designers who are hosting this. That is Stacy at Crafty Dragon Designs and Karin at Creative Paper Artisan. And you can get all these freebies I'm now going to show you. They're all designed by Karin and Stacy, but you've got to go to all of the collaborators that are listed down below, collect them. So this is another one from a freebie from week one, and this is my freebie from week one from Karin. Here's another freebie from week one and another one from week one, and these are all going to be backgroundy things and wee things. Now you might have thought that's a bit, this one here, I'm actually thinking what I'm going to maybe do is use this arch here, cut this out, and that'll be a tuck or a pocket or something. We'll see. Then this is a freebie from week two, and we've got all these leaves and things here I might be able to use. Plus I like the fact I've got some script I might be able to use as well. Now these are, now we're moving on to this week's freebies, and we start with this freebie here. I've printed these on some coffee dyed, and this freebie here is my freebie from Stacy for this week, and you can get this freebie of specimen cards. You saw me use them last week as my page in my signature. I've squished these down to 1/4 of their size. Then this is another of the freebies from Stacy this week, and you'll have to go and find out which of the collaborators has got that freebie to get that freebie, because I don't even know who's got it. And here's these are the specimens done at half size, and this is another of Stacy's. Again, I don't know who's got that, but I'm going to be using that. Here, this one is printed full size, and this is another of Stacy's for this week. Don't know who's got it, can't help you. You need to go and find them for yourselves. Then these are printed 1/4 size again, and these are tags and wrap around pockets for the tags from Stacy, and she gave them away to you on Sunday. If you watch her video you can see that. So this was the freebie that Stacy actually did for herself. And then I just did this, I did this too big to start with and realised I needed it small if I was going to use that door in mine. So that I've gotten that printed out, but that means I've got this bit. So, and this is a bit of music paper, might still use that. And these lovely postcards, you'll need to find out who's got them if you want them. But I printed them at half size. Now we move on to, let's put them back down there, just pick them up one at a time. Now we move on to Karin's. And somebody has these circles. It's beautiful vintage wallpaper. I'm presuming it's vintage wallpaper. It looks like vintage wallpaper to me. They're at 1.5 inches, but you can do them any size that you've got a round punch for. You could even cut squares out of them if you wanted. This is lovely. I fell in love with these moths when they were on somebody's cover page, and I was going to fussy cut them out, but here they are on a whole page. Love this fella as well. So you need to go and find out who's got them, because it isn't me. And we've got these tags, and this is done at half size So if you printed them out, you'd end up with bigger tags. But these tags are probably still too, I'm probably going to have to trim them down a wee bit further even for my journal. Then somebody has some bingo cards, but the bingo cards that you will download aren't as washed out as this. I wanted, when you print on coffee dyed, tea dyed, they tend to be a bit paler anyway, but I wanted them really peely-wally because I just want to use these as like bits of writing material that are tucked in to things. Peely-wally, probably don't, peely-wally? What's going on, peely-wally? Peely-wally, Scottish term for very pale. If you're ill and you know you kind of go like grey, you get washed out way, and you have no blood really circulating around your face, that's peely-wally. Oh look, they're peely-wally. It's also, we also use the term for somebody who doesn't have a tan. So peely-wally, but they do come full of colour. So go and search out them if you'd like those lovely bingo cards. Then these, see, you can see the difference there. This isn't draft. This is draft, this isn't draft, so you can see how, and these actually come the same kind of bright colours, but when you put them on coffee dyed, they just mute them down anyway, which is what I want. And this one here I can tell you about, because this one here, this fabulous little collection of things here, this is Karin's freebie for this week, so pop over and pick up her freebie if you'd like it. Pop over and watch her video anyway. And then I have no idea who has these ones, so go and have a look and see who has these ones. I've got a couple of other things to show you. I put some on sticky paper. So this is me turning them into stickers. So I put the postcards on. And also this is my freebie from week 2 from Stacy. And I put this one on because I actually thought what I might end up doing is cutting ribbons of washi tape for my journal. Yes, I know. And my final one that I'm so excited about, I might end up making more of these. Ta-da! This is my freebie from Karin for this week. I made some of these into pages, but I thought, oh, let's have lovely stickers. And oh, I just had to stick these moths and this wee fella, and I just love these wee ones as well. So that's all my bits for making my ephemera and finishing decorating my pages. All of these fabulous images are freebies from Stacy and Karin, and this isn't them all. I have all the ephemera pieces for this week, but all the other, the pages you could get, the journal covers you could get, there's loads out there. So if you feel that even with the 30% off to the end of the month for your journal kits from Stacy and Karin, you know, if that's hard for you, which I totally understand, if that's hard for you, then you can still get these freebies and use these freebies and make a fabulous journal just with these bits. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clear this all down and get ready for doing the actual making. So be back in a second. Right, I'm back. It's another day actually, because I had a lot to cut out and things. I've cut out everything. Some of it is going to be too big, like this door, so I printed it off again, smaller. I'm not going to use all of it today, but what I am going to do, because I'm conscious that most of the other, if not all the other people in the collaboration have filmed in advance of having their items, their freebies, I'm going to use every single person's freebie in this video. You're going to end up, I'm not going to use every bit of every single person's freebie, I'm going to use at least one element of every single person's freebie in this video. You are going to end up with 10 ideas just from these freebies. We'll remove that for a second. You might end up with another 2 ideas, depending how much time it takes, from this freebie that I got last week from Stacy for my pages. So you might end up with 12 freebies, 12 freebies. You've got 12 freebies, but you might end up with 12 ideas. You might only end up with 10 ideas, and you'll have to see the other ideas when I'm doing the flip through. Okay, here we go then. I didn't realise the fairies weren't very happy that you couldn't see them because I've got everything spread out, but now I've got everything a bit closer. They're also a bit closer, and now they can see. This one here in particular wasn't very pleased. Shouting at me she was. But anyway, let's get going. The first thing I want to do is take my freebie, which is the little specimen kit, which I used as pages in my for my signature last week, but I'm now going to use it as a bit of ephemera. So I'm going to take the specimen kit along with the ladybird. I'm going to take these two pieces which come from Karin's kit. This is done printing it as if it was A6. This is done printing it as it was A5, because of course I've got to print everything down. This is printing as is A6. And I've also got a bit of tea dye dotted paper. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm not going to make a specimen kit. I'm going to make a little booklet. So we're going to start by, little notepad. We're going to start by pasting this on the back here. So this, right, and let's just give that a wee bit time to set as I go into the next bit, which is, this is the outside of my book, and I'm going to use this image. I'm going to cut it down, and that's going to be the front of my book. Thank you for the reminder. Let's ink it up first before we stick it on, just to, because that'll help with the fact that the bottom bit doesn't have that kind of bit of design around it. There we go. And now let's put actual enough glue on it rather than the little bit that was there before I remembered. Well, before I was reminded. I know. Let's just put that on. Oh dear, is that too late to get that back off again? No, it's not. Should we try and stick that on straight? Were you shouting at me? Oh, you were shouting at me, were you? Well, yeah, okay. Okay, let's just ink this up. Now, we need some papers. So I decided this was ideal. Now, it needs to be shorter than that. Let's just risk it for a biscuit and go cutting it. Now you could sew these, and I'm often more inclined to sew, but I'm use a stapler in the wrong place as well. That is my own silly fault. Let's just make sure I put it in the right place this time. That's better. There we go. So that's number one, a little notebook. Oh, no it isn't, because I've got one other thing to do with this little notebook. I don't know if you have this in the States, but this side of the pond we have a book company that mainly does children's books called Ladybird, and it always has a little ladybird on it. So I just thought, when I saw the ladybird was one of the specimen samples, I just thought, well, we'll put that on the back. It's usually up the top on the front, but I thought we'll just put that on the back as a wee nod to Ladybird. There we go. And there we are. So, right, number one done. Next one. This is one of the postcards in the 3 postcard set. I don't know who has these other things. I don't know. So please don't ask, because you're going to have to go around all the other people to find out. I'm going to make this into a little coin purse. So I'm going to start by, we want this image on the front. So I'm going to start by folding it in half. Now obviously that's no use because I need to put some around the back, but I'm going to trim off this bit here and fold a flap over from the other side. So I'm going to trim off, I'm going to trim kind of not quite the whole thing of that where the stamp goes, because that will bend up underneath, and I'm going to just fold that over there so you can still see the card. You've got the coin, usually it's more in the centre than that, but that's okay, I'm happy with that. But before we start gluing, we need to do two things. First of all, we need to do a wee V on the front one, up, and take that out. And again, a wee V up and take that out. If you want, you could actually draw a line. I'm doing it by eye. We'll see how bad an idea that was afterwards. And then we're going to take a line, I think we'll take a line underneath card up to that line, and so we're taking the same kind of line, this line. I'm just going to cut this square. Oh, that's not going to fit in there though, is it? Right, okay, so I'm going to have to do the circles by eye. So let's just do round, round. Thank you, that was not bad, wasn't it? So there we go, that's that done. So we need to do a little flap up here, and then that one needs to go over first, that needs to go over there. So let's just get some glue. Isn't that sweet? Let's ink that one up, and I think one of the tags that I did at a A6 size will probably fit in it. It will, look at that. So I'm not going to decorate the tag because at the moment I'm just giving you ideas, but there we go. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a lot easier. We've got this fairy bingo card. Now there was 4 bingo cards. Lovely, oh, spring, fairy, and I can't remember what the 4th one is. And all I intend to do with this one is ink it up, and then some stencils here. I'm just going to do a light bit of stenciling. Let's use this. No, let's use, oh, see, now this is the trouble, isn't it? It's the deciding that, oh, let's use this one. Let's just do a little bit of stenciling. Let's keep the colour. I know that doesn't look like it's pink, but it is the pink. And I'm not going to do all over. I'm just going to do a little bit there, a little bit there, and a little bit down here. And we'll put a stamp on it. I've got a selection of small stamps here, including I don't know if you call these fairy cakes in the States as well, in other parts of the world, but here we call them fairy cakes. So when I came across that, I thought, oh, that's going. Shall we have some, got these wee butterflies on here. Let's have these butterflies, and let's put them on in a contrasty colour. Let's use the sweet plum. And I'll put some of them down the bottom coming up, and some of them over here, and we'll do a final one there. There we go. That's lovely. Next we're on to a hidden paper clip, and I'm using these tab page markers to do that. I've not cut out that because what I wanted to do was wait until I put it together. So what you need is, you just need the base of any hidden paper clip is 2 bits, one slightly smaller than the other. Fold the slightly smaller one over and put a paper clip over it. This is a tiny paper clip, which is best seen. It's a tiny fairy journal. Then this is the one we're going to decorate, and I've left bits and pieces out here to decorate. We've got this, and I've also got my jar of little bits and pieces here. I should maybe look something out and see if we've got something here that's going to be quite nice. And we'll use this as our focal image. This little bit of this is another of the options you have for your specimen cards. It's a little floral delight. We're just going to use this on here as our focal image. Just because even though it's a fairy journal, we don't need to use fairies every single time. Let's just ink this up. There we go. I'm sorry, somebody's just put the radio on. So if you can hear the radio, I'm sorry about that. I don't think you probably will. I think this microphone will cancel it all out. So we want to put that on there. And then we want to put, we'd be better making our wee cluster first. Let's use a wee bit of this. This is really, no, don't use your fussy cutting scissors, Kirstin. I don't know where this came from, but this is really cool. Now let's use a bit of this messy end here underneath there. Let's fold that over again. Oh, that almost looks like a wee heart the way I've ended up cutting that. I don't think we want anything else under there. I think that's enough. What I need to do is, I need to get, one thing I forgot to bring down was my Fabri-Tac, but I've got most things within reach here. So a bit of Fabri-Tac, 3-in-1, whatever, something that's got a bit of welly to it. Let's fold that in half. I should have really used my bone folder, but not my bone folder, my scorer, but never mind. And let's stick that in there. It's really important that you put that's why I'm taking this out. It's important you put the glue on there because you don't want it sticking down on the sides there. So let's just do that now. I'm going to cut it out, and it's much easier cutting it out together rather than cutting it out and then having to repeat cut out. Right, so now I've done that, I can stick that on there, but before then let's ink up, and I think this time I'm going to ink up in, I think I'm going to use this sweet plum again to ink up. Show you that one. So there we go, a wee hidden paperclip. Now the material was mine, but the rest of it's part of the freebie, and the paperclip was mine, but the rest of it was part of the freebie. And I could actually quickly, just because the top of that feels a bit weird, I've got this lovely little flower. Let's go with the plum again because I've edged with it, and this would have been much better doing this before having the paperclip and the bits in it. But let's just put this little flower, hopefully, there we go, on the back, just to give a bit of interest again. Tags. Now Stacy has provided you with a lovely wraparound tag. These are the 3 tags that Karin has provided a whole sheet of tags. These are the three kind of designs. I've shrunk that down, and what I'm going to do is, this is the tag I'm going to put. I'm going to have a wee layered tag going on, so I need to decide which one I might want. I think I maybe want the blue just to give contrast, and then we'll put that one on there. Right, so that means this tag is going to go around the back. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to turn up that pocket like that, and make a little pocket, and that now will fit in there. So that's going to have its wee tag in the back. Let's use a bit of this staple that, put something in front of it. All I want to do is just give it that way. So we've got a tag there, and then I'm going to do a layered tag idea here. So that one will be there, but this one now needs to be cut down so that you can still see it. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to cut straight there and straight there, and then I'm going to do a diagonal cut there just to make it something a wee bit different. This is something else that you maybe don't know about. Over on Karin's Facebook channel, she has a Friday freebie. Lots of the channels have Friday freebies, but her Friday freebie was a sheet of flowery fairies, and this is one of them that I have shrunk down and put on sticky paper, and I think we might just put that on there. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Let's edge that in teal zeal. Let's just not catch the tag that's behind, that's just decided to come out for a wee show and tell, because actually the one at the back we've not inked up either, have we? But we don't want that one in teal zeal because that's not going to go with that. We'll just put that in good old espresso truffle. Then this next one that's going on top, what might we put on that one? Oh, we've got some more of this. That might be quite nice on there. Let's just, I've already started cutting edge this one using these scissors, and I might just continue using these scissors to edge this one, and then we can stick it on there, and we'll edge it in teal zeal again. So this is a wee layered tag we're doing. Let's do the other side. And then we've got our final one. What did I do with it? It's underneath there. Here we go. Are we going to put, let's just edge this while I've got it in my hand. I thought we might put that fairy on it, but actually I don't think I am going to. I think we might just leave that as is. Indeed we will. Let's use the purple, and this is, yes, it is embroidery floss. So I'm just going to take, I'm going to half it, I'm going to take back to front, and then not pulling it the whole way through and taking it back through the hole, and then cutting it off, so that then you can take these ends through here, and you've actually then got far more ends than you originally had. There we go, and then we can trim that off, and then that, which has got a layered tag with an extra pocket in the back, will sit in that pocket with the next one's a quickie. This is a corner pocket that Stacy has given somebody. Again, you'll need to find it yourself, but I'm going to make it into, let's just bring over a journal to make this more obvious. I'm going to make it into a wee corner bookmark. So all I need to do with this one is fold this one down to here. So I've got the sleepy fairy, then fold this one in a bit. I don't want to cover all the sleepy fairy, so we've got the sleepy fairy that side, and we're just going to just cover this bit because we don't want to shut it up. That's why I changed the, you see, oh sorry, you've then got a bit in there, and we just want to, and we've got, because we've got the sleepy fairy that side, we want to put something on this side. So let's see. Oh, we could use this one. Yes, we can trim off all that round about it, can't we? I put that on the other side maybe. Let's put a bit of something behind it as well maybe. That's a bit, oh, I've just seen. Thank you for reminding me. I could put a bit of these leaves behind this flower, couldn't I? So let there, like that. Oh. There we go. And let's ink this in the brown, I think. Corner bookmark idea. So let's just take that off. So that was not what, number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put those back away. Number 7. Number 7 I'm going to have to put in place. Number 7 is slightly more complex. We have this door, we have this, and we need to decide what page it's going on. Right, okay, I'm going to use this page, which has already got a little house tuck in here with a little bit in and some background on it, and it has this on the other side, and that's one of the reasons why I'm going to use it, because this is my freebie for this week, which I used as pages last week, but this one, so this will go on there, and you're opening up the door into the perfumery. And part of what the perfumery is, it's full of all the herbs and things that make up the perfumes. So actually I quite like that, because she's now almost trying to choose what to. I'm going to start by just giving some shadow inking round the outside of this. This door is part of the freebie from Stacy, and it comes along with a fairy that has a candle on her, holding a candle, which she's going to go in. She's going to be in the perfumery as well, and it also comes with a bit of, I think it's meant as a belly band, but hey. So I think we want her maybe inside the door. So when you open the door, you see her. You see all the goodies. Maybe she goes up a bit, like that. You see all the goodies. She can go up a wee bit more. And so she's kind of saying, come and see all the things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this, and there's one other thing I need to do, which I should have done a different way, but because I'm now rushing, I forgot. So I'm going to tell you what I was going to, in fact, I'm just going to do it, because if I tell you, then it doesn't help you, does it? What I'm going to do for now is I'm going to put that magnet that side and that magnet that side to hold the door shut. That's what's going to happen. Now, can you see? That's the letterbox where the magnet currently is, but there is like a wee door handle there. So that just looks like it's a wee door handle, doesn't it? And I'll come back to this if I've got time. Let's get the other things finished. Next one, this is an envelope. There's 2 of them, and these come from Stacy. So let me start by scoring these. Let's just put some, because of the colour on the other side, let's just use the sweet plum to give it some and for the inside as well as the edging, let's do, is that going to fit? Just about fit on that one. I should have got out another one and I didn't. Let's just do a dandelion clock, and that will go down into the envelope as well. 1/2 inch. Right, so let's just ink that up again. There we go. And you might, so let's stick this together, and what we're actually going to do is I'm going to stick that down and make that a little secret pocket. So glue out, and we just want to do a wee bit decoration on here. And I've got these. This is nail art stickers. Brilliant way to get little stickers. Okay, so there's that one. So that's number, I'm so sorry, the window cleaner rang the doorbell. I went and dealt with the window cleaner. I came back and started telling you what I was doing and started doing it, and I've just realised when I was checking to see whether I was still in shop that I wasn't. What I've done is this. I have taken the medallions. I have cut out using, not that one, that's my 1/2 inch punch. Using my 1 inch punch, I've cut out holes from, it's 1.5 inches, but I only wanted 1 inch holes. I've cut out holes. I've then scored the holes, and let's just take one of these. Then scored the holes and folded them all in half like so. Better. You then have to stick that one, making that in a corner. The next one you stick on top, making a corner, and the final one you stick on top there and underneath there, so you end up with a square, whoops, that's stuck together so it doesn't fall apart. Let's just quickly do it that way. There we go. So you end up with a square with these flaps round about the square. You will end up with, so that's all I've done here. It's just I've used matching, and the stuff I've taken it from already had. I then stuck a sticker in the middle, and then this is what you do. And this is when I looked to make sure you could see what I was doing. You do exactly the same on the top. You're folding it round, and then the last one you just fold underneath there, and then you put that in your journal, and you've got a little surprise. Oh, just make sure that you put it in your journal the right way up. Is this the last one that I was going to do for you before getting on to the tis? Right, this is the other postcards, the slightly bigger postcards, which there are 2 of. And this one I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm simply going to do this. I'm going to do a line of glue along the bottom and up the side. I'm going to put a hole in there. There we go. And we've just made some so when you're on this page you get a hint of something. When you're on this page you get a hint of something, and then when you turn the page you open it up and there's a pocket in here. And 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Promised you 10 things. You've got 10 things. Took a while. Wee bonus one for you. Look, it's like little glass beads. Let me show you quickly. It's this that I've put on the clear sticky. So what you do is you peel back a section and cut it off. You then get a piece of paper that I've coloured in gold. You don't need to have a piece of paper coloured in gold. Oh, you can have a piece of paper in whatever colour you want, but I've coloured it gold so that then the centre of the bead is gold, which is quite often the case with glass beads. You know, if they've done it with the cloisonné. Don't know if I'm quite saying that word right, but anyway, you know what I mean. Kind of Chinese. Then get a cocktail stick and wind it round. Once you've run out the gold, take it off and wind round the sticky bit. And of course, then when you get to take it off, and then what I do then is get your pen, and if you need a thick pen, thick kind of marker type pen, and just poke it in the top, and it just makes it just colours the edges of that bit of paper you did at the start, and just makes it look all metally. And then you have what are far more glass looking beads than normal paper beads. I've tidied down and I'm back with the 10 bits of ephemera out of the 14 freebies that you have this week. Some of them use more than one of the bits of ephemera. That's why you've only got 10. I've used every 14 of them. Let's just start here with this one. So somebody has these bingo cards. There's 4 of them, and all we've done is we've put some stenciling and some stamping and inked around it, and I've printed it off in this light draft so that I've got some writing surface. This was one of the 3 postcards, and we made it into a little coin envelope. This was the basic tag and pocket that Stacy was giving as her own freebie. Then I put that extra freebie, the Flower Fairy freebies from Karin's Facebook group, and then we made a layer tag with these freebies from one of Karin's freebies, and put a little one in the back, and that needs to be stuck in a journal in that pocket. Then with this envelope that was a wee freebie, we've done a wee secret flip up and a wee pocket underneath there. This is a little fairy, and it was actually a wee corner pocket, and I've turned it into a corner bookmark. This one here was another postcard, and we've turned that into a different flip out with a different type of secret pocket. This was my freebie, which was the specimen card. This was also part of it with a little ladybird. This book plate on the front and the end papers were part of Karin's freebie this week, and I just made it into a little booklet with my purple staple. This was another freebie. Oh, I'll come back to that one actually. These were the medallions, which it's upside down, which when you open up has the surprise of a little moth in there. You can make loads of these. They're real fun to make. This was my little mini hidden paper clip made out of a whale tail tab. And this was the door going into the perfumery, the fairy perfumery, and now I've coloured the magnet with foundry wax, so we've now got a brass handle and we can open the door, and there inside is all the goodies that make the perfumery. And what I actually ended up doing was I ended up putting the other magnet, if I put it at an angle, you can, oh sorry I banged you then, you can see there it's there, and because I put one of the vinyl stickers over, I was able to shape it, stretch it and shape it round that magnet so that it doesn't, it's not really that noticeable. And I put, because I trimmed this down, I put another wee bit in here, and I added some of the flowers from the butterfly nail art as well, just to kind of finish that off, and then it shuts with its little door handle. So that was my 10 freebies out of your 14 sheets of ephemera that you can go and collect. Actually, there's actually 15 because Stacy's comes over 2 sheets, but you have to go and find where they are to collect them. And then I gave you the bonus one of these full glass beads with, so there we go. I hope there was something here to inspire you or to make you think, oh, I could try that. All these things could be made bigger. All these things could be made smaller if you wanted as well, but they could all be made bigger. There's nothing here that you couldn't upsize to your journal if you haven't been making a fairy size journal. Thank you so much for watching. The fairies say thank you so much for watching. We've got one more week. But before then, I'm going to be here on Friday. Now, along with the collaboration, there's also a giveaway. And on Friday, I'm going to be showing you the thing that I'm putting into the pot for the giveaway. To win any of the giveaways, you've got to subscribe to all 8 channels in the collaboration. You've got to like all 4 posts in each of the 8 channels. That's for the covers, the signatures, the ephemera this week, and next week for putting the journals together. So you've got to like all 4 of those videos in all 8 of the channels, and comment on all 4 of those videos in all 8 of the channels. Them's the rules. I didn't make them up. But if you want to be in the draw, then that's what you need to do. If you're making your own journal, then you can stick a copy of your journal in Kreativ Paper Artisan or Crafty Dragon Creations Facebook group, and that gets you another entry into the draw. Even if you're taking your time and your journal won't be finished by the time the draw happens at the end of the month, I hope you're having fun making a wee fairy journal, and it's been lovely having you accompanying me. And I will see you on Friday if you want to see what I'm putting into the draw, or I'll see you next Tuesday when we put everything together. But until then, take care. Remember, keep crafting. But until then, take care. Remember to keep crafting. Bye for now.